Okay, welcome everybody. It's 11 o'clock. This is Ron Rennan. I'm actually reporting from the regional office today. Kind of exciting. We're getting closer to get back to normal here. But besides the sales training department, we've got some special guests. But first of all, we finished May. And in May, if you remember, we were centering on product and product training webinars. And we're into June. We're off to a great start. And we're shifting gears a little bit on the training and the webinars. And we're touching on some critical areas, other areas of Toyota operations. And there's none more critical than Toyota certifies used vehicles. I actually remember I was a DM living in Spokane when we launched this program back in the 90s. And back at that time, dealers were envisioning this being another franchise. Well, fast forward 20-something years, and I think it's exceeded not only being another franchise, but it's added even more and more value to all the Toyota dealerships out there. So without any further ado, I'm going to turn this over to a good friend, my esteemed colleague and fellow senior staff manager here in the Portland region, Mr. David Baker. David?
Hey guys, good morning to everyone out there. So happy that you've joined us. We've got a quick 30-minute TCUV overview that we're going to go through. And I can tell you our primary goal is to give you guys some tips, maybe a little tune-up on TCUV and ways to make some money and put some money in your pocket at the end of the day. So before we get into it, I want to thank everybody for what you've been doing. I know it's been tough. Some of you guys are really capitalizing on the current business environment. Some of you guys are just coming back into the dealerships. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you're doing to take care of customers, obviously push the metal out there, and for every single TCUV sale, thank you. All right, so here's what we're going to cover today. We got some really cool fun facts that you may or may not be aware of. We're going to talk about the benefits of TCUV, not only for customers and the dealership, but for you as an individual salesperson or a manager. You probably heard that we've been undertaking a revitalization of the TCUV warranty over the last year and a half. So we'll touch on that. We're going to talk about some special awards and recognition for the Sales Society. Yes, there is a TCUV Sales Society that you can qualify for. We've got a special guest that's got a personalized message, and we'll cover some TCUV best practices. We're going to talk about training resources, in addition to this webinar, incentives, and then hopefully we'll have a few minutes for Q&A at the end. All right, so before we jump in, you guys should have a live event Q&A ability. I want you to put on your customer hat. Think like a used car buyer. What do you think customers are worried about when they're buying a used car? And this is a little tough for salespeople sometimes because, you know, we just sell cars. You know, cars are rolling across the curb. The best part of the taillights, right? But customers have anxiety about buying a used car. So I want you to think like a customer, and we want your thoughts on this. What are their concerns? So if you'll type those in, we'll capture those in a few minutes. So as Ronnie mentioned, the program started way back in 1996. I was around in a dealership back then myself, back in my retail days. And I remember this program coming out, and I thought, wow, this is pretty awesome. Well, fast forward to last year, we sold our 6 millionth unit to this young lady, Marisol Reyes, Palm Beach Toyota down in Florida. So what did we do? We paid off her TCUV RAV4 to the tune of $33,432. And I'm sure she'll be buying her next Toyota from us as well. So let's take a quick look at the industry. The top 5, right where we need to be. Toyota certified, #1 in the country. By the way, 11 years in a row, we've been #1 in the nation for certified sales. You can see Honda's a distant second, 287,000. Then Chevy, Nissan, and Ford round out the top 5. Very interesting to know that TCUV outsold these new car brands. VW, Chrysler, Mazda, Buick. You can see the other luxury brands as well. So TCUV has a big presence in the marketplace, and customers are looking for certified pre-owned, as you guys know. So a little closer to home. Here in the Portland region, we had a really nice year. Thank you again. Up 15% last year with a solid 22,000. This year's plan, 22,500. We're sticking with it. Things are really starting to surge over to the used car side of things. As you guys know, new car inventory is starting to drop, and we're expecting a really, really strong second half of the year. Here's some cool facts and benefits for customers and for us. 60% of Toyota certified owners come back and buy another Toyota, and 40% of those purchase a new Toyota next. 42% of the TCUV leads that actually buy, they purchase a new Toyota. So that's why TCUV is here, is to support the dealers. Obviously, it takes care of a lot of anxiety for customers, but it's a funnel for new cars is all it is. 40% of TCUV customers are new to the brand, so welcome to the family, all those owners. 65% return for service twice a year, and they spend good money, about $200 per visit. And I know as a salesperson, you're probably wondering, why do I care if they come to service? You should care, guys. I was the same way when I was selling Toyotas. It's important. It's important for the profitability of the dealership, but also anytime you've got a customer who's using your service department, they're twice as likely to come back and buy another new Toyota from that dealership. Very important. All right, so coming back to this, and guys, I'm gonna apologize up front. We're using this virtual technology, so hopefully things will work the way we want. But Stevie D, help me out. What kind of feedback did we get from our attendees today?
Well, Mr. David Baker, we do have some feedback. First, a couple comments. Being that KC Nix is back in the Portland region, I love me some big KC Nix. And then that's anonymous. And then another anonymous says, you said. So if you know KC Nix and you've seen him before in action, that's part of his shtick. But I do have some concerns here. And the first concern is, why is the price so close to new?
That's a great question. That's a fantastic question. So, in the case of like a Tacoma, you're going to see that for sure. And it's because they hold their value, right? They definitely hold their value. And heck, you know what? This kind of leads me into something we're going to cover in a minute, and that's all the benefits that TCUV covers. So I'm going to touch on that in just a minute, and it'll probably answer that question.
So we also have, they wonder if it is in good condition.
Yep. Is the car in good condition? What's the history? We hear that a lot. Yes, that's a great one.
Another one here, David, reliability and cost warranty.
Yes.
And then we've got vehicle history, which you just mentioned. And then they say, this is Rachel, one of our favorites. She's on every one of these webinars from Marysville Toyota. I think customers worry about the vehicle was reconditioned and have the fear of what if something breaks.
Exactly where I was going. Here's some common things that we hear. What could go wrong? You know, I'm buying a used car, so what am I going to have to pay for next week? And KC will touch on this. What's the history of the vehicle? Somebody brought that up. I mean, really thinking like a customer. Has this been a flood damaged car? Wrecked and rebuilt? We don't know. What do I do if it does happen to break down a year from now? right? So all good concerns. And wouldn't it be great, Stevie D, if there was some kind of program that would give customers peace of mind and put them at ease, all this anxiety that's probably out there in their hearts?
Yeah, that's a great comment. I got a couple more. Let's just do one more. Are they still doing 7-year up to 100,000 mile warranty, an additional 100,000 mile added to the current miles?
That's an awesome question. And there is a misconception out there about that warranty, and I'm going to clear that up. Thank you guys so much for submitting those. So let's talk about, first of all, which cars are eligible. Which cars are eligible? First, I'm going to go right to the bottom of this list. Everybody knows a TCUV comes with a Carfax, okay? And the car's got to meet certain criteria. And that criteria is covered in the 160-point inspection. That's performed by who? You should know that guy's name. Factory-trained Toyota technician using genuine Toyota parts. So all we're doing here is building confidence and trust with the customer in this product. Other vehicles that are eligible, they've got to be current year plus 6, so 7 model years are covered. They got to be under 85,000 miles. Again, they got to pass the test on that 160-point inspection sheet. Now, they get 12 months or 12,000 miles. It's called a comprehensive warranty. I like to call it a full coverage warranty. Very similar to a new car rolling off the showroom. That starts today. 12 months, 12,000 miles. Now, sometimes we get the question, I'm surprised we didn't. How does this warranty overlap? If it's within 3 years, you got the factory warranty. So what applies for a TCUV is whatever benefits the customer the most. So if we're 2 years into it and it's got really low miles, they're going to get an extra 12,000 miles from today, okay? So then in addition, we get 7 years or 100,000 miles on the powertrain warranty. Again, that starts today for the 7-year clock. But once that odometer on that car rolls over to 100,000 miles, that warranty expires. Okay, so hopefully that'll clear things up. It's whenever that odometer rolls to 100,000 or the 7-year, whichever one comes first. In addition to that, they get roadside assistance. And this is something I think a lot of customers would love to know about, even though it's a certified. And know that this is a factory-backed program at any Toyota dealership nationwide. All right, quickly. Certified Sales Society. Yes, there is one. At 35 units of TCUVs, you qualify. 60 units get you silver, 80 goes to gold, 100 units, it can be done, is platinum. And our number one salesperson for certified in the region will be our master or anyone else that ranks in the top 25 in the country. What does it get you? First of all, the pride of knowing that you've achieved this. You get Trek points, you get a distinctive award plaque and business cards. So let's take a look at some of our top performers. There's our top 10. You can see Vancouver Toyota, very well represented. Great job. You can see the commitment on the part of the dealership there. And then our man Kel up in Seattle, the number one salesperson in the region last year. So congratulations. A big thank you to all of our top performers. All right, speaking of top performers, all the way from the lovely state, the Lone Star State in Texas, our man Casey Nix is delivering a personalized message for our folks here in the Portland region. So hopefully this video will work. Edgar's behind the scenes.
I've got my sign out here, 2027. So I usually wear a button, but I didn't know if in the webinar if you guys be able to see my button. I love it when a customer says, what is 2027? I go, this is the year the powertrain warranty expires on a certified car. Your warranty's good through 2027. Of course, at the end of the year, you got to change this to 2028. So real quick shout out to Alaska, to Jason and Travis. So I want to do a shout out every time. And listen, let me dovetail on what David Baker just said. This sales society thing is a big deal. For certified, easy way in, 35 certified sales in a year, and you qualify for bronze level. We got a lot of stuff going on with advertising right now for the month of June. There'll be some salespeople in the country that will sell 35 certified cars this month. So they'll qualify for bronze in a month. Make sure you're current with C208 class, and then you need to take one module, and then you're good. So just to say where we are right now, kind of unexpected. Last month, the month of May, our number nationally for certified sales was 16,000. You guys ramped it up and almost hit 30,000. We almost doubled the objective. So the objective for this month is 31,000, and we've got some stuff going with that right now. Thanks for staying in the car business. Listen, I know the northern part of your region, I know you guys got hit really hard. You had a decision, am I going to stay in the car business or not? And you did. And you stayed with Toyota. We really appreciate that. So David asked you a question. What are people concerned about when they buy a used car? That's a great question. So my question would be, what do they actually know about the Toyota Certified Used Vehicle Program? So a few years ago, Toyota spent a lot of money on a focus group. They flew people in, they put them in a hotel, they had a big focus group, they asked them a bunch of questions. The only thing was these people were interested in buying a certified pre-owned vehicle. They didn't know who the vendor was, they didn't know it was us. At the end, the two things they really said was, I know if I get a certified car, I get some kind of warranty, and I also know that it's mechanically inspected. So we got a value story to tell. And so over the last couple of years, what I say is the bigger you make it, the bigger it is. The bigger you make it, the bigger it is. The bigger you make it, the bigger it is. The fact is the salespeople make it big. You are the big makers. If you make it big, it's big in America. If you make something look expensive, it is expensive. So here's the big gorilla in front of the dealership or the T-Rex out front. Right now in the month of June, for this month, on our top two selling certified vehicles, that's Camry and RAV4, 0% for 60 months. And you can defer the payment, if necessary, 90 days. A lot of people say, well, Casey, that deferral, they charge you interest when they're deferring the payment. Well, the interest rate's 0, so there is no charge. If that wasn't enough, the Tacoma. I've got people have called me for years. Casey, you work for Toyota. Can you get me a good deal on a used Tacoma? Immediately I say, just buy a new one. It's not even worth it. The used Tacomas are as much as the new ones. You got the right color, the right trim level. It's on the pre-owned lot. It's more expensive than the new Tacoma inventory. But now you got a 1.9 on 1 through 6-year-old certified Tacomas. 1.9, 72 months. If you need to defer, a 90-day deferral. The number one selling car in the history of the world, that's the Toyota Corolla. So I take a 4-year-old Corolla, value price car. I got 72 months, 1.9% interest. I can defer for 90 days. And now you got a perfect car for the second car for the family or a first driver. What a tremendous deal. So I guess my little dance would be digital. Be digital, be digital. We are forced into a digital selling world right now. Don't let it go. It's the best thing that's ever happened to us. For you guys that don't know, when you guys take all the pictures of your cars and price and everything, Toyota grabs that and sends it out to over 2,000 vendors. Some of the big ones would be Auto Trader and Car Gurus. So the customer sees your pictures, and we do everything we can. If somebody's looking for a 3-year-old certified RAV, we try to grab that and send it to your dealership so every lead comes to you. That's really important. So be digital. Do a short video. You don't have to be Hollywood or anything. Just go, hey, I know you guys are coming in. My name is Casey. I know you're looking for a certified car, and I can't wait to spend some time with you. That should be in your phone right now. Every time somebody comes and has any kind of inquiry, whether it's digital, on the phone, or whatever, you should have a video ready. Think about this. that instant response. They know the price of the car. I was told when I first started selling cars, Casey, never tell them about price or payment. Now they search the inventory based upon price parameters. $25,000 or less. Your car is $24,995. They see your car. And I'm already telling you that it hit their price parameters, so the $24,995 is not a big deal because they've already valued to that price. They see the year, the mileage, the pictures showing the condition. The only thing they haven't seen is you. So video number 2, jog out to the 3-year-old RAV4 and go, hey, real quick, I wanted to make sure this car was here and everything was good. This is unbelievable. This is the actual car that you guys wanted information on. This is going to be awesome. So there's your first 2 videos. Make sure you show yourself, you, number 1. Number 2, support the brand, TCUV. Then go in and do TCUV Plus. That would be the 7-year, 100,000 miles, the 12-month or 12,000 miles, all the stuff that David went over, all this stuff right now. They need to know before they come to the dealership. Introduce the 160. That 160-point assurance form is just a checklist until you make it big. Name the tech. Bobby Smith, our master diagnostic tech's been here for 13 years. He's the one that signed off on the 160 assurance form. That's a legal document good in over 1,400 locations, United States and Canada. So make sure you explain all that. I had a theme. I got to tell you guys, I was so pumped to jump out in 2020, so I had a brand new theme this year. And the theme was, if you display it, you don't have to say it. And what I mean by that is, not everybody learns with their ears. If you sell cars for a living, we can all talk. We're great talkers. But the problem is, if I don't learn with my ears, then I'm not getting what you're trying to say. Sometimes I need to see it with my eyes. So an audible learner, a visual learner, or a kinesthetic learner. So my first bullet point would be, make sure that you have a showroom display to feature your certified car. Years ago, I started with, I want to be inexpensive, red carpet, a remnant of red carpet, and ropes around it. You know when somebody comes in the showroom, they're going to go, excuse me, what is that car on the red carpet with the ropes around it? And I said, I'm glad you asked. That's a Toyota certified pre-owned used vehicle. The only way it can be here is if 2 managers and a technician signs off on the quality of that car. So you've got a conversation going. And now, from there, check this out. You thought I was going to throw the 7-year or 100,000 mile magnet up, but I didn't. This is the 1212. And I want to say right back to the program, 4-year-old Corolla, 60,000 miles. You get a 1-year, 12,000 mile comprehensive warranty. Listen, if something was going to go wrong with a used car you purchased, it's going to go wrong right at the beginning. So this covers you for the full year, everything but normal maintenance items. So the car has all the magnets on it so they can hear you and they can read it. So that's visual and audio. This makes it a lot better. If they understand the message that you're trying to say, it's a greater chance that you're going to get a delivery. We've got the window label. Now you got 2 choices if you're not using this. You can do landscape or you can do the vertical. Obviously the car is going to be populated here, engine, all the technology, suspension, you got all that. Down here it's going to say $24,995. But this is the money right here. Think about this. Just grab one of these and sit at your desk and go, okay, if I bought a car and I wanted to add a 1-year warranty, what would I spend? And that's a dollar value right there. You get that at no charge. Then I come down and I bump the 7-year, 100,000 mile from the date of sale warranty right here. That's internally lubricated parts for 100,000 miles or 7 years. That's worth money too. How much would you pay? Very easy to research what a platinum or premium roadside assistance would cost for a year. Those are dollars right there. But the big thing right now for this month is, instead of paying a 5% interest rate on a used car, I can get you a couple of units for 0%. How many thousands of dollars does that save? This is a very, very powerful tool. One of the POP things we have to offer now is the flag, the certified flag. I love motion makes people look. I begged for this, gang. You don't even know how many years I begged for a flag. So now we have one. So when they look out in your inventory, all these cars have flags on there, and they go, what are the cars with the flags? I said, we keep 50 certified cars in stock, all the cars with flags or the certified units that have gone through all of Toyota Motor North America and our dealerships assurance form, everything signed off. That is a very quality piece. This is a great piece right here. The 160 assurance form. Just if you can really see this, I know it's tougher digitally, but I've taken a highlighter in green. And if you'll notice all the green right here, all the green represents is safety of the car or safety to the consumer, the owner and the family. And so the rule is when you're doing one of these, and I'm asking you, go grab one and steal a green highlighter from your manager's desk and just do this. And the rule is if you think it has something to do with safety, highlight it. When I get a chance to come back and see you guys a couple more times, either live or digitally, let me do this. Let me grab one for performance and maybe do it in orange. You'll be amazed at how much orange will be on here. And if I get another chance to come back, then how about longevity and quality? We'll do that in blue. But this is a great piece. You can take a photo of this and send it to your customer on that second contact. Instead of just took a second, I wanted to show you how much we inspect that has to do with safety. The customer's seen the price, they've seen the mileage, they've seen the year, they've seen all the photos of the car, and now you presented yourself. That's the cool thing. Bullet points right now. Have a car in the showroom. The more information you put around the car, POP stuff, magnets, all kinds of stuff, that becomes a good pivot selling point. Number two is you have to separate the certified inventory. For everybody that doesn't know, we outsell 25 to 27 new car manufacturers every year by volume. We already are more certified cars than they sell new cars. Think about this. I always pick Mazda because they're a solid car company and they make it a good car. We sell more certified cars every year than Mazda sells new cars. Just think about if your manager right now, your owner said, hey, I just bought the Mazda franchise, so starting Monday, we're going to be selling Mazdas. You wouldn't mix the Mazdas and the Toyotas together. You'd have the Toyotas over here and maybe the Mazdas over here. And so what we would do is we would put signage for the Mazda. There'd be a Mazda presence in the showroom. And then we'd have to have Mazda techs to do Mazda warranty work. So why would you not do that with certified? We sell more certified cars than Mazda sells new cars. So do this. Certified cars outside, color, banners, stickers, and tags. Make sure that they're all out there in one area. Showroom display. And then used car text right here. If you guys will make this a third franchise, it will be giant. So one more thing to show you. This is the actual repair order on the car. I've been selling cars a long time. I always ask the customer on a trade-in, does the car need anything? Does anything need to be addressed on the car? And every customer goes, oh, no, Casey, I really shouldn't even trade this car. And it's going to be the best used car you've ever had. It'll probably sell in a day. Doesn't need a thing. The average money we spend in service on a certified car nationwide is $1,100 to $1,300. I picked this particular RO today. So this is Sheehy Toyota in Virginia. And the reason I picked this one is from their dealership. There's a salesperson last month. His name was Jim Glassner from their used car annex. This man last month delivered 73 cars with no administrative help. 73. Wasn't a fluke because the month before they're dead in the middle of COVID-19, he delivered 44. So that means that's possible. So we spent $1,266.84 on this car. 2/3 of all used cars are bought from either an independent dealership or somebody's driveway. Rule number one is never buy a used car from a place that doesn't have a service department. You got Ed's used car lot. Hey, Ed, when should I bring the car back in for the first service? Well, Casey, we don't actually have a service department. Then you didn't check the car out. The customer thinks they got a great deal down at Ed's used car lot, a couple of $100 less than we had, but they didn't spend the $1,266.84. That's going to go on the customer's credit card in the first 90 days of ownership. So spending a little bit more money, getting 2 warranties at no charge, roadside assistance, and a certified tech signing off, this is giant. I would take a photo of this and I would send it digitally to my customer and said, this is how committed we are. Remember, they were already okay with $24,995. Now you just increase the value by $1,266.84. This is real money just stacked on top of real money. Separate the certified inventory. And then here's the deal. Showroom display, certified inventory, RO on the dash, Carfax on the dash, and the 160 on the dash. And then send them digitally. The 160 form should be in your digital photo file. So pictures of the external part of the car, side body panels, tires, engine compartment, bam, the 160. What I'm hoping is the customer will contact the dealership and say, there's a form along with your photos. What does that represent? That would be phenomenal if we got them to do that. Remember, we don't get paid for appointments. I remember back in the day when I started, Casey, how many appointments you got? How many appointments you got on Saturday? It seemed like Saturday was the only day of the week. How many appointments you got on Saturday? I didn't get paid for appointments. Pay me $100,000 a year to set appointments. Get on the phone with me, listen to me call. I'll get every customer to say they're coming in. Oh, yeah, Casey, we'll be in about 10 o'clock. You know they're not coming. They're not coming. You can't call them back. You can't text them. No return. You can't email them. They don't show up. I don't get paid until somebody takes delivery. So this digital world has changed everything. You may not have to do anything traditionally other than get the car sanitized and ready for delivery because you did everything before the customer ever came to the dealership. This is real. During COVID-19, manufacturers spent a lot of money advertising new cars. I've got dealerships that I work with that have had record volume sales and record profitability during the pandemic. And it's just growing. The big problem right now, gang, is we're running out of new cars. Our parts suppliers haven't opened up yet. We've just opened up our plants again, and you're going to see your new car inventory start to shrink. That's why this certified thing is really going to take you to the next level. Remember, 0% on 2 units, 1.9 for 72 on 2 additional units. The customers are out there looking digitally. Right now, when we're talking, they're searching your inventory right now, looking for what your offerings are right now. The salespeople that take control of this new digital world will come out of the backside of this so much better. How we manage this determines our future. Man, what an honor to be in front of you guys. It's been a minute. I've missed you guys. Some of you guys I've known forever. This is kind of the calendar. So August 17th, the week of, September 14th, the week of, October 12th, the week of, and November 16th, the week of. I'm either going to come back to you digitally or I'm actually going to get physically out to your area. I'm going to turn this thing back over to David Baker. You guys are super awesome. I can't wait to see you. You guys have a great end of the month.
All right. Holy cow. That was amazing. KC, give him a hand. Holy cow. Bringing the passion as always. And yes, he's going to be in the region again, starting very soon. So if you want to check out some more of KC Nix, you guys, many of you know about the Saturday morning meeting that's out on YouTube. Just search KC Nix, the Saturday morning meeting, and you'll see those. You especially want to check it out this weekend. Very special message coming to you about TCUV this Saturday. As soon as you get up, it'll be on there. Trust me. So I love the message. Thank you very much, KC. All right, a couple of things he touched on. I know we're running short on time, but he talked about making it special. Just one way to do it. Here's a couple of examples with the magnets, the carpet, roping it off. People are going to, I guarantee you, they're going to migrate to this and wonder what's going on. And this is a great way to build value, not only in TCUV, but in your new cars as well. You can walk that new Tacoma customer over, as somebody asked about earlier. Why is this so expensive? Well, look what you get. And this builds value in your new product as well as TCUV. So having a presence on the showroom is definitely one element of making this thing big. All right, some additional training resources. You guys all have the Engage app, hopefully. So there's a lot of TCUV stuff there. Through Cornerstone, you now have E2172, an e-learning module. You've got the Dealer Resource Guide in the hub, the Toyota Video Series, and then KC Nix just produced an additional 6 videos. This can be found on Dealer Daily under the TCUV tab on the Portland region part, And these are short, like 8, 10, 12 minutes is about the longest video of this latest round that KC produced. Okay, so what's going on right now? We got a fantastic start to the month. We're way up over last June, and KC mentioned it. 0% for 60 on certified used cars. Camry and RAV4 are two biggest sellers. 1.9 for up to 72 on Corolla and Tacoma. Between those four models, that's about 60% of our TCUV sales. On top of that, it's like the kitchen sink, man. Everything's included. A 90-day payment deferral. We've got enhanced special rates you need to talk about that all your other TCUV models qualify for. Talk to your finance folks about that. Special leases for Camry and RAV4. Floor plan assistance for the dealership. So check out the financial services bulletins to get all the great details. That program runs through the 4th of July weekend, so it expires July 6th. All right. We saved a few minutes for any questions out there. Before I jump into this, it's a very special day out there, guys. I don't know if you know, but Cynthia Johnson, everybody knows CJ, it's her birthday. So happy birthday, CJ. All right. Stevie D, hopefully we'll be able to hear you. And we might be able to bring KC back in for any special questions that these guys may have.
I'm here, David Baker. And KC, are you on the line?
I am on the line. It's a little digital, but I am here.
All right. Well, I have some questions here and some comments. So I'm going to get to the questions first. I'll finish with the comments, and then I'll kick it back to Mr. David Baker. So number one question here in the queue. What if the vehicle has an open recall? Can we certify that unit? KC, you got the answer?
I do. So even a recall or an internal campaign, that car cannot be certified until it's gone through the repair and the repair order has been closed by your service department. So Toyota has to release the recall parts, and then we have to close the RO, and then that car can go back to sale as a certified car.
And hey, I'll just add on to that an update, because I know a lot of folks I've been hearing from. It's a good question. What about this fuel pump thing? So yeah, you can sell those cars as regular used Toyotas, which are great. You just can't sell them as a certified until that recall has been completed and the RO has been closed out. So the good news is parts are on the way for a lot of those models this month. So by the end of this month, a lot of your Corollas, Camrys, many other models will be able to have that recall completed, and you can sell those cars as TCUV. Thank you. Great question.
Thank you, KC. Thank you, David. Here's another question here. Can we sell TCUV as an add-on product like an extended service contract?
Two answers for that. Answer number one is no, you cannot. The car has to be deemed certified by the dealership. They have to go through all the paperwork, but you don't want to do that because there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people looking online for a certified car. If you haven't registered your car as a certified car, then you're not getting any of that digital traffic. You're giving away a massive amount of digital footprint out there. Make sure your cars are certified online. Pictures are done. That's going to add traffic. Remember, the majority of your traffic right now is digital. Make sure you certify those cars and get them online.
David, anything to add there?
No, he nailed it. It's very true. It's part of the benefit of TCUV is the marketing reach. As KC mentioned, we push all that information, including the photos, out to all the major players so that, you know, people see your product and send in the leads. It's all about driving traffic.
All right, I've got one last question here, and I'll get to some comments. Question comes out anonymous. Can you confirm how Certified Plus works? I know, Casey, you mentioned it in the presentation there, but can you do that one again?
Just let David take this one. Go ahead, David.
Yep. So Certified Plus, part of the revitalization of the TCUV warranty was so that we could pair up with our partners, Toyota Finance, to offer what used to be called the wrap warranties, which from what I hear from finance departments, the Certified Plus warranty is like catching fish in the barrel. So these things pair up. One of the beautiful things about having our partners offer this product is that it complements what we're already giving to every customer. And they actually have more plans available. They're not all cookie cutter. So it is set to be personalized for the customer's driving habits, how many miles a year they drive, what kind of coverage they want, that sort of thing. So they've expanded their programs that are available to purchase as an add-on product on top of the already excellent comprehensive package of warranties that come with every TCUV.
Can I add two things to that?
Please do.
Okay, number one, first of all, normally when you add a wrap-on warranty, if there's still warranty remaining on the car that you're wrapping it on, it kind of blends with that warranty. That's not the case on these new wraps. They start when the other warranty expires, so the customer loses no days. And as a salesperson, the more time that customer spends in your service department, the greater chance you have to get them back. Your service and fixed operations are the greatest retention tool that you will ever have.
Yeah, great point. And great job, Casey, and great job to all the team. I'm going to finish with one thing, and that is it really is up to us to make this thing big. If we make it big, it's not just a regular used Toyota, right? The bigger you make it, the bigger it is. The bigger you make it, probably the bigger the gross is going to be. So build the value out there. You guys keep waving the TCV flag. And I'm going to finish with one thing. Thank you very much once again for everything you guys do. We really appreciate it. Have an awesome finish to June.